Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be part 2 of my Shameless Entertainment DVD and Blu-ray collection. And originally I was going to do this in 3 parts, but I think I'll be able to finish the collection in this part here, so we'll just wrap it up. And I'm not going to spend too much time on each title. I'm just going to kind of I'm going to breeze through and kind of show you what I have and give you a little bit of details about the discs. This first one is Joe D'Amato's Love Goddess of the Cannibals. And this is spine number 22. And this movie came out in 1978. And the original title was called Papaya, Love Goddess of the Cannibals. And that's because the lead character's name is Papaya in the movie. And this movie has Serpa Lane in it, and you may know Serpa Lane from the Beast movie. But there's not a whole lot to say about this movie. Just kind of a cheesy sexploitation type film. So that is Love Goddess of the Cannibals. Next up is Satan's Baby Doll. And this is one of the better covers, I think. It's pretty cool. And this is spine number 23. And this was originally titled A Girl for Satan. And later called Satan's Baby Doll. And again, that's spine number 23. And next up, speaking of Serpa Lane, here she is in part 2 of From the Beast. This is called The Beast in Space. And these movies are not very good to me, in my opinion. That's spine number 24. I probably would not own this movie if it wasn't part of this collection, to be honest. These kind of movies don't really do anything for me. And some of the stuff Serpa Lane has done is just kind of gross to me, so moving on. Here's a good one. This is Lucille Fulci's The New York Ripper. And you're probably, if you saw part 1 of my Shameless collection, you're probably wondering, well, why would you be showing this again? That's because Shameless Entertainment released The New York Ripper 3 different times on DVD and then once again on Blu-ray. So they have released this 4 times in their short history. I think they have over 50 titles, but they have the New York Ripper released 4 times. That's spine number 29. And they had the very first release that they did was the New York Ripper, and it was kind of a bare bones edition. And now this is spine number 29. They released it again, and it's called the Shameless Fan Edition. And the only thing really different is they have a presentation by Antonella Fulci, who is the daughter of Lucille Fulci. And then they have an exclusive interview with Antonella Fulci and Dardano Sacchetti, who was a writer for this movie, and he did some work with Fulci over during his career. So there's a little bit of extras, but not too much. The cover does look a little bit different on this one than it does the first one. See if I can, well, I'm not going to be able to pull that out right now. I got that put away. So that is number 29, and that is the New York Ripper. Up next, this is a very good movie. If I was to grade this, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. And this is The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. And this movie came out in 1971. And there's the title, or there's the spine, number 30. And the original title of this movie was called Blade of the Ripper. And like I said, I would probably give this about a 7 out of 10, and I recommend picking this one up. I know it was released in the U.S. under the label of No Shame, who is now a defunct company. They are no longer, and their titles are very pricey. It's hard to get some of their stuff. It's a little rare. So if you can find the no shame edition of The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, I would grab that, pick it up, and run with it. But if you're looking for a little more of a more affordable version, you might want to look into the Shameless edition. You can probably get this one for 20 to 25 bucks. And the one on No Shame I've seen for 50 plus. I have not seen it cheaper than 50 so far. So this next one here is Deodato's Cannibal Holocaust, and I'm sure you all know this title by now. And this is the Shameless Director edition. And this is spy number 31. And this had a Grindhouse releasing Blu-ray not too long ago. So you may want to consider picking up the Blu-ray. Or if you're a big fan of the film, maybe you want to pick up both. And this film was released in 1980. You all know that. This one is a little bit overrated to me. I would probably give it about a 6 out of 10. And that's only because I'm not really a big fan of animal cruelty, and they have quite a bit of real animal cruelty in this movie, and it's just not my thing. You know, I do enjoy the cannibal films that are filmed in the jungles, you know. And that was actually filmed in the Amazon rainforest in Colombia, so I thought that was pretty cool. But like I say, I try to avoid the animal cruelty, but that's just me. But up next is Almost Human, and this is Umberto Lenzi's film. And this one has a lenticular cover, and I don't know if it's going to come through on your end, but this is spy number 32. And this one's kind of rare with this cover. I actually have this film twice. And here's the other version of it. And this is the more common version. This is the more common cover right here. And this is 32.1, and this one is 32. This one's a little pricey, a little harder to find, but it's the same exact movie. And that is Almost Human. And this is a very good movie. It came out in 1974. I'm pretty picky with movies, and I would actually give this one probably about a 7, 7.5. And if you have not seen Almost Human, I would recommend picking that one up. Up next is Fulci's Don't Torture a Duckling. And this is spy number 33. And this film came out in 1972. This is kind of a rare film for me. This is the premise of this movie is there's a serial killer killing children. And you know, you don't really see that too often. And it's very well made. I would probably give this about a 7 out of 10. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this before. That's spy number 33, Don't Torture a Duckling. If you haven't seen Don't Torture a Duckling, I recommend picking it up. Up next is another Deodato film, and this is The House on the Edge of the Park. This was a band Slasher Nasty in the UK. And it's spy number 34. And to me, this is a cult classic. This has a huge following, but to me, this is one of the more overrated films you'll find, in my opinion. I would probably give this about a 6 out of 10. It's another one of the kind of like two guys terrorize a party full of people, and it's just it doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I do enjoy it. You know, it's not terrible, but it's not good either. It's somewhere in the middle, and I have watched this film before, and I like having it in the collection, but it doesn't knock me off my feet, I guess. So up next is Dario Argento's lost masterpiece, Four Flies on Grey Velvet. And this is spy number 35. Let's see some of that cover right there was the original cover that was on the VHS, and it was also a hard box from Germany. I remember seeing that cover. And this movie came out in 1971, and it got a PG rating, which a lot of guys don't like PG horror films, but this one's not bad. You know, it's probably, I'd say it's about a 6 out of 10. It's a guy who stalks artists. It's It's hard to explain. There's some pretty good kills in here for a PG film, though. So that is Dario Argento's Four Flies on Grey Velvet. And then up next is Della Morte, Della More, also known as The Cemetery Man. And this is the Shameless Fan Edition. And this is spy number 36. And there's not really a whole lot to say about this film that you guys haven't heard about already. This is kind of a more recent classic film, I guess. A lot of the other titles I've been showing you were from the 70s. And this one was from 1994. So that is Della Morte, Della More. And up next we have a very good film. I strongly recommend this one. This is Dick Maas's Amsterdam. And obviously this film takes place in the Netherlands. Spy number 37. And this film was put out in 1988. I would give this one about a 7 out of 10. There's a pretty cool looking killer in here. Dresses up in motorcycle leathers and different masks. You don't get to see who it is until the very end. And there might be a twist to this movie. There might not be. You have to check it out. But that is Amsterdam, and that is spy number 37. Up next, and this is the last of the regular DVDs, and that is because after this title, Shameless Entertainment started getting a little creative with their releases. And they started making their releases a little more collectible, and I'll show you after this one. This is The House with Laughing Windows. And this is spy number 38. And this film came out in 1976. And there's the director, Avati, right there. And this is a very good movie. I would also give this one about a 7. And maybe you guys are thinking I'm being a little generous tonight, but these really are good movies, and I do recommend them. And again, that's spy number 38. Now we'll get into some of the more collectible stuff here. Let's see, I'll start with this one. This one is called Viva. And this is a pretty recent movie. This movie came out in 2008. And the movie itself is not a very good movie, but it does have a slipcover. And this is the first time Shameless Entertainment issued a slipcover with any of their releases. So this is kind of a collectible issue. And like I said, the movie itself is, to me, it was not very good. It's kind of a musical, and I turned it on and I just couldn't get into it. I watched it for about 20 minutes. I turned it off. It just wasn't my kind of movie. But that's not to say you guys won't like it. I mean, this is spy number 40. Just because it's not my thing doesn't mean it's not yours. So it's Viva. And let's see, I'll show you. This one here is A Formula for Murder, starring David Warbeck. And this is spy number 41. And if you see on the cover here, the killer's wearing a slicker, like a raincoat type thing. And over in the UK they call it a mac. But here they actually give it to you in like a little pouch. You know, it has those little glue dots and it's holding it onto the release. And I am not going to take it out of that little package because I will not be able to fold it up and put it back. So I'm just going to keep it in the little pouch for its collectible value. And this is a very good movie. And if you look here, it says Warbeck goes berserk. Now, is that giving too much away, or is that a red herring? You'll have to watch the movie for yourself. This was also called 7 Hyden Park, and you may remember it from that title. But that is Formula for Murder. And again, that's spy number 41. And next we have another Fulci movie, and this is a good movie. It's not a great movie, but it's a good movie. But this one has a lenticular cover, and I'm going to try to... If you look at the back of his head, you'll see that he's getting shot and the bullet's penetrating, and that is quite a lenticular cover right there for you. Like I say, the movie itself is probably middle of the road. I'd probably give this one about a 6 out of 10. But that is Fulci's Contraband, and that is spine number 43. And up next is another Deodato film, and this one's called The Washing Machine. And this one comes in a collectible tin, the little plastic hub here to look like a washing machine. And the tin itself, it seems like it's kind of chintzy. It's kind of cheaply made, but it's cool. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. And that's this is Shameless number 44. I don't know if you can read that spine right there. And I was kind of hoping that they would maybe throw in a booklet or something, or some kind of cover art, but it's just, you got the DVD here, and then you got just a little plastic tray for the DVD to slide in. Nothing special, but it is, I mean, it is cool to have. And the movie itself it's okay. I would give that about a 6 as well. But that is Deodato's The Washing Machine, spine number 44. And next I'll show you my Blu-rays, and there are 4 Blu-rays that are put out by Shameless so far. And this is, here we go again, this is the New York Ripper. And like I said, they put this out 4 different times. There's 3 DVD editions and 1 Blu-ray edition. And this is spine number 1. They started over with the Blu-rays. They started over from 1. So you got the New York Ripper on Blu-ray, which came out really well, by the way. I thought they did an excellent job with this release. All of their Blu-ray turned out really well. New York Ripper, spine 1. Now we have Deodato's Cannibal Holocaust, spine number 2. Everybody knows this movie. You don't have to say too much about it. I know this has a huge cult following. And number 3 is Dario Argento's 4 Flies on Gray Velvet. And I hope Shameless releases more titles on Blu-ray, but I hope they don't keep releasing their own, the movies that they already released on DVD. I hope they kind of go out and get some movies that they haven't released yet. Because all 3 of these Blu-rays so far that they released, they had on DVD already. And like I said, they have kind of a small catalog. So this one here is a DVD Blu-ray format. And this is in a DVD case, as you can see next to the Blu-ray, which I thought it was pretty cool that they released the Blu-rays on the yellow cases also, and it has Shameless in silver up there. Forgot to mention that. But the DVD Blu-ray combo, they put it in a DVD case, which the 10th Victim was released in 1965. And this is kind of an action sci-fi, and it even has some comedy elements to it. It was okay. It was entertaining at times. I would give it about a 6 out of 10. And with some of these releases, they were numbered. I don't know. Sorry about that. Welcome back. I was distracted for a second, but I was on the 10th Victim, and I was starting to say that these have started to number their stuff, and I know you can't really read that, but it says it's number 1104, and I think that these were released to 3,000 copies. So that is the 10th Victim. And last but not least, I have 4 box sets that I'd like to show you guys, and then we can wrap this up. I do have 1 box set coming in the mail yet, and then the only title I'm missing is The Nurse, which is an Ursula Andress movie, which I'll be getting that pretty soon, hopefully. It's not rare or anything, I just haven't picked it up yet, but the box set and The Nurse are the last 2 I'm missing from my collection so far, until Shameless start releasing things again. And this is Deodato's Cinema of Death, and this includes, I don't know why the camera got really fuzzy. I was only gone for about 5 minutes. It's not really picking it up like it was before, but you can't read it. But it says it has Cannibal Holocaust, The House on the Edge of the Park, and Phantom of Death, and these are all these are all Deodato films. And if you open up the case, they each come on their own disc, which is cool, so you don't have anything crammed on one disc. And they made it to look like a VHS box, which I thought was pretty cool. And there's the spine. Yeah, I don't know why the camera got really fuzzy. But that is Deodato Cinema of Death. 3 more here for you. This is the Shameless Sexploitation box set, and this one comes with Love, Goddess of the Cannibals, Satan's Baby Doll, and The Beast in Space. This one has a nice little slip box, and then if you look at the back of this one, they make it look like it's a Betamax tape with the little rental stickers on there, which I thought was really cool. And again, these come on their own discs. Each movie has its own disc, so that's pretty cool. And that is the Shameless Sexploitation box set. And 2 more here for you. We got the Slasher Nasties, which has Torso, Night Train Murders, and Killer Nun. And they make this to look like a VHS tape, which is outstanding. I really enjoy it. Really like it. It's got the spine there. And boo on the quality. And this one comes with a little booklet. Like a little 5-6 page booklet, which is pretty cool. I wish they did that with more of their releases. And again, this one comes 3 films inside and 3 discs. And even these box sets have reversible art. And last but not least is Fulci's Box of Terror. And this is Shameless number 28 on the spine. And this one comes with the New York Ripper, the Manhattan Baby, and the Black Cat. So there you have it. That is my entire Shameless collection in 2 videos. If you want to leave a comment below on what your favorite Shameless releases are, please do so. If you want to leave any comments at all about anything, you can. It doesn't even have to be about Shameless. It could be about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to sub, I will sub you back. Please hit the like button if you like what you saw. And until I talk to you guys later, bye.